Um, all your conduits come in underground from your N-Star outside. Your 2,000 amp bus in the back of this, which is tapped 3 times. You have your house breaker, which does all the public, which is connected to this panel here, underground. So the feeder comes in obviously underground to the main bus. This is bussed over, and there's behind here connections by N-Star, which allows us to meter this, but you have a connection from this 800 amp breaker to this main underground, like I said. Then everything that's picked up off of your public is all marked here. Your different panels, you have your elevator breaker, unit heaters, chilled water pumps, hot water pumps, everything marked, everything you'd have for the public, your panels, 5th floor panels. So it's pretty self-explanatory on that end for that's your public panel.
We have 2 spares?
Yes, you do. There's also this HP panel, which is up on the 5th floor, which was a change to the original documents. We found that to be more practical because there's more to feed up there off of that panel rather than running several sub feeders to here. We ran one, we upgraded that, and then from that panel there's more. There's roof units, there's elevators, although the elevator I believe is here.
Yeah, that's right here.
The elevator's here, but everything else other than the elevator that's up on the roof comes out of that panel.
Okay.
There's a other HP panel here that is doing all your smaller circuits to the floors. Your corridor, receptacles, time clocks, boiler, basically your 110 feeds.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Yep. The other 2 main breakers, come back over here. You have, obviously, we talked about the restaurant.
Right.
That goes underground to this disconnect.
For the restaurant.
For the restaurant. Goes back underground over to their equipment panel where they picked up from there and did their own thing.
Yeah.
They did their.
Okay, but it's running through here.
They also have a disconnect at their space too, right?
They do, yep.
Okay, good.
So if they need to isolate or whatever.
They can do it from in
Yeah.
there. All
Okay.
right, great.
Lastly, it's marked bus duct. This is the feeder to all of the apartment power. Obviously, we talked about the public being here. This is
Right.
apartment power. We have overhead, a bus duct, which runs up,
Yeah.
goes across over to below where your meter sockets are. We'll go up to the floors and look at the individual meter sockets. But this is non-metered power going up to each riser so that we can have apartments that are fed from individual floors.
Okay.
That's why you don't have a bank.
So you'll see that in, next to the electric room on each corridor, you'll see the storage room next to it, you'll see that bus duct.
Okay.
Basically, it goes over towards the restaurant space, goes up through the shaft and into that storage
And we
room.
can look at that.
All right.
Okay.
Down here we have the fire alarm panel. We service it. Our number's right here. If you have any problems with it, call us.
Yeah.
We will set up the programming if programming is needed. Let me open this up. There we go. When it's in normal condition, you obviously have your 381 Congress.
Yeah.
If there's a trouble, for any reason it goes into trouble, it will send a signal, trouble circuit signal to this panel, which will get relayed to AFA. And you guys already have a contract with AFA that was set up previously, so we stayed with the same contract. And they monitor this.
monitoring
They
is
monitor
through
this
AFA?
through AFA. And they have the list that they would call you guys unless that needs to be updated from.
does, yeah.
So that needs between the owners. You guys can just update the new contact because they don't want to call, they want to call you guys from now on.
Yep.
So you may want to do that. If there's an alarm in this panel, you don't ever want to reset. Don't ever come in and reset. Don't ever come in and signal silence.
Okay.
The BFD will come down heavy on you. You really want to just let this go until they come out and they give you the all clear. Once the all clear is gone, you can signal silence, but you don't reset until you've made a phone call to us, because we have to come out. BFD will tell you this too. We have to come out and verify that the alarm was
Whatever it
clear.
was, yeah.
We're responsible for that.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Can you, do you know where they are?
Yeah, you want me to go
Can we take a
it?
5-minute break? I'm sorry, we got a resident just showed
Sure,
up. Yeah.
sure.
Just get them started, all right?
Yeah.
John, through the front though.
I know,
All right.
I know.
Sorry, guys.
No, no problem. I'll have
This one here is the restaurant meter.
Yeah, this is the restaurant. This is which one is? Yeah, this is the restaurant meter, and that's the house meter.
This is the house meter.
I'll
Okay.
have Miltos put a couple of labels on there to make sure that there's no.
Yeah, just in case somebody needs to read it.
Yep. Well, they know, but we'll make sure that it's not a question for you guys.
And they've got their own shut-offs for the electric in there?
They don't shut it off, because it's all, they'd have to shut it off within here. They would open up their lock, and they would shut off here, and then inside they have current transformers. They'd actually pull those out before they would change the meter.
Okay.
So it would be.
If they need to do any service on their end, they can.
They can shut down.
Shut down here.
This is called cold sequence. So shut this down, shuts off the power to the current transformers. They'd actually pull their current transformers out,
Sorry.
It's all right.
and then they would change the meter if the meter needed to be changed. And then they would put their transformers back in and plug the meter.
Could they have their shut off on their panel and do work in their space?
On their panel.
Yeah. Is there a disconnect? Is there
Could, and, I mean, everything, which one is their panel, which one are you referring to?
on their back wall?
Oh, you mean the restaurant?
On the restaurant side of it, yeah.
Yeah, they can do their own shut off and do their work on their end.
They don't
sure.
need access into here if they're doing work inside their unit.
No, they should be able to shut it down at their disconnect.
When would they need to shut this off? If there's
If
a,
they needed to do work in this switch, for whatever reason, or anything downstream, anything past this that was in between here and their disconnect.
so this basically, from here, it goes up and overhead and will, to stair number 2.
No,
Or this goes underground.
Goes underground to here.
To
Yeah.
this.
Goes through this, goes back underground and goes to their disconnect.
You
on
know,
their end.
stair 2, there's a little side door that gets you into the restaurant.
Yeah.
Go right through there, and the electrical panels are all on the wall right there.
Okay, very
That's all
good.
underground feed to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right, they don't, other than like the feed from here to here or from here to the other disconnect, they never need to come in here at all.
No.
All right.
Awesome. I got that.
Yep.
That's good.
This is the restaurant meter, in case you want to
Yeah.
know. How,
This one is,
Yeah.
okay, okay, very
We're
good.
gonna get some labels on them.
Yeah. I was thinking I should have walked around with a magic marker and just started.
No, we'll put in some, we have these labels, we'll put in
Oh, okay,
house meter and, actually restaurant meter on the left and house meter on the right.
okay.
Do you wanna go up to a typical floor?
I do.
Sure.
Do you want to show them the, while we're down here, the panel on the lobby? Fire alarm
The
panel?
annunciator?
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, guys.
How you doing? So no Knox box on this building
No.
for fire department, in case you
No.
guys are wondering.
Should we put one in?
No, you
No,
don't need to.
not
because,
required.
We have security override. If the fire alarm goes off,
The doors stay open.
this door unlocks,
Yep.
the back
The back
door
one
unlocks.
does too. Yep.
So
I knew that.
the alarm conditioning open.
So even inside the unit, if someone sets off their fires, there's no
No, they-
detector?
The smoke detectors in the unit are not,
They're not hardwired.
they're hardwired to each other, and they're hardwired, they're just not, they do not leave the apartments. The only thing inside the apartment that is connected to the fire alarm panel or system are their strobes. The speakers, the horn strobes.
So those will go
Those are
off?
connected, those will go off from any alarm in the building outside of somebody's apartment. They call them local, smoke detectors are just like the ones in your home, they're
Yeah.
local smoke detectors. They have local alarms, sounder bases that go off. And in the handicap units, they also indicate a strobe. So the strobe will alert.
So billowing smoke into the hallway will set the alarm off,
Correct.
and then these
But
doors will
billowing
unlock.
smoke in the apartment will not set this
No,
off.
it has to reach an apartment, it has to reach a hallway smoke detector.
Okay,
And at
gotcha.
that point, these doors
Will
open.
Right.
unlock.
You'll see the difference. The hallway smoke detectors are system smoke detectors with EST and Edwin Systems smoke detectors.
So when that does happen, these doors will automatically unlock?
Yes.
So the
And,
building will be unsecure for a period of time during
Yeah,
that?
but when you're in alarm,
You need them to be able to get out and people to get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's,
404 must have it usually come on, there's just flooded 304, and 304 isn't working fast anytime.
that's to prevent them from breaking your door down.
Yeah.
Basically, they'll come in with an axe. If they can open the door, then turn the alarm.
Yeah, the only time we've ever run into it is like with an elevator call, you know? It doesn't pop these doors open and then they'll use the axe.
Right.
But, okay.
For a fire alarm, it will.
Okay.
This is your fire alarm enunciator as labeled. It repeats all the information from the main panel. There really aren't any control features here.
It's just a
It's a
display?
read-only
Okay.
display. And there is another one at the restaurant entrance. They have their
connected
own. That's connected to, everything in the restaurant is also connected to your panel,
Okay.
fire alarm wise.
Okay.
All the devices. You'll get an alarm from the restaurant, obviously you know that from last night.
Yep.
So, and it will indicate, right here, it'll say first floor, if this was to go off. It'll indicate first floor, pull station, front entrance, and then it'll give you the address. So you'll know, we'll know what device went on. Okay? Good? Yep. Go to second floor. In this standpipe is your floor tamper switch and your floor flow switch. If for some reason off of this run, I believe this is the mezzanine, which is connected, I believe, to the restaurant as well, which would provide a flow, would go into an alarm, would activate one of our modules, and we would get an alarm with any sprinkler. The tamper switch, if someone was to come and close the tamper switch, the panel will be alerted with the supervisory saying that it won't go an alarm, but you are impairing the system by closing that
That's
switch.
closing right up, because it won't flow if
It won't flow if there's an alarm. So that should only be done by sprinkler contractors. They're the only ones really authorized to close their tamper switches.
Okay. So if some asshole decides to, on his way home from the bar, clock that up?
Well, that's an inspection test. That's a different valve altogether. I was talking about the control valve.
Right, no, I understand.
Well, this one, I'm not sure if that's a sprinkler. I think that flows water out to the back. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
I think that looks like it's gonna release water from the system and drain down
Outside?
outside.
That will come out, you'll see that out in the alleyway. There's a,
Spigot?
yeah, spigot, basically.
So that's how you fill and drain the...
That's how they would do simulate a flow test.
Okay.
They can simulate a flow test. It comes after the flow, so they can open it up and it will drain down, and we can get a flow without actually flowing water on the floor.
Okay. All right.
That's a good question though, because
I'm gonna have to do something with that.
that should be locked, because if somebody was to hammer that up,
Or even if someone's moving up the stairs and they bump it, you know, I mean, take a lock
could
to fall.
possibly flow water. It takes 45 seconds
And it's
before it'll
empty,
go an
right?
alarm, but once it really flows, if it is fully opened, you're gonna get an alarm.
Okay. Yeah. And can you...
Riser
Correct.
carries through the whole building. On each floor, you have a 600 amp disconnect.
So if you need to shut off 4 or 5,
It's a 600, but it's protected with 400 amp fuses. So it's really a 400 amp disconnect. It looks as big as a 600, but it's a 400 amp disconnect. If you needed to shut down power to work inside these meters, like you can do it right there without having to affect other floors.
So it's specific to each floor? You can
Yes.
shut down and work in here?
Correct.
Okay.
Only shutting down right to work right here though. If you were doing any work in like a unit,
You can shut down individual units. There's breakers right beside each one of these. There's a circuit breaker. So if somebody needs to shut down unit 305, you have individual 125. You pop that down, 305 will be dead.
Okay.
so would you have to do that, or could you shut the main off in their panel in their unit?
The main, and the unit is probably we can look at a unit, but I think they're all main lug.
What's that? Which
Main
means?
lug, the breaker is here,
Which means it's here.
which means it's
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
So if they bust a breaker in the middle of the night, we'd have to come out to reset it?
If they had tripped the main
Yeah.
to here, yes, you'd have to reset it here.
Okay.
The demand on these apartments, if you ever tripped, I don't think you'd ever trip a main.
Okay.
There's really nothing.
Well, let's say they busted a light fixture and you had to replace it. You would have to. You could shut off that breaker.
Individual circuit within the unit.
Within the
You
unit.
can- You can shut off the lighting circuit.
Or if there was something major, you could shut the whole unit down
If
here.
you needed to open up the panel, you should shut it down here.
Yeah.
If you need to open that panel for whatever reason, we don't do anything live work, so.
Right.
If you would call us, we'd come out, we'd shut down, then open up the panel, then investigate the problem. If it was downline, we could turn it back on, and investigate downline from individual breakers.
Yep, okay, that makes sense.
This is a system smoke detector, as in, same as in the corridors. You can tell the difference from those and the unit smoke detectors, much
Which
different.
ones you get at home?
Yeah, exactly.
So the chirping you heard, it was
Fourth floor.
fourth floor? We should just check it out, but how often do the batteries need to be replaced in individual units for the smokes?
Same as your house.
Like a year,
Wait,
every
but so
year?
Every
These,
6
though.
months, every 6 months, really. These are not battery, they're
Those are
Power
hard.
to the building.
power to the fire alarm panel, 24
So
volt.
we do not need to replace those
No,
out?
don't need to replace those.
So units, yeah, annually?
I think I might know what your clicking noise is too. Let's go up to the 4th floor and show you what is the functions of
inside the units?
No, out here. It's
In the
all the
hallways?
actually, the unit, I'm sorry, it is the units as well.
Yep.
It's this is your.
So these little
booster.
boxes up here, the fire boxes, right? With the strobe lights.
The strobe lights, yeah, the horn strobes all get activated from 2nd floor and 4th floor.
Okay.
From a signal in the main panel. But this provides us with more power because of the number of strobes. We wouldn't be able to do them all out of the main panel. So we need 2, what they call booster panels, to provide us with additional 24 volt power.
Okay.
So that clicking is always gonna be there, that's
It's
a,
always going to, it's a function of checking that everything's okay. It's just a check, it just goes to all the, because it has to monitor all the cables. And if there's an open, if somebody takes one down, it's going to now report. It's gonna give us a trouble.
Yep.
You'll get trouble lights. And then the trouble light will report to the panel indicating, it'll tell you what floor the booster you have trouble on. It'll tell you where to go when you come up and find it.
Okay.
so I mean, with the door shut,
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean-
think you would hear it. You know what it is? It's probably a smoke in an empty unit that's
it
chirping.
could be a chirping unit.
Could be a smoke detector, too.
Excuse me.
Because if you just stand here with the door shut,
Open up this one. Just, hold on.
yeah, so these are,
No difference.
those are supposed to get
Again.
locked. So you can't just
It's,
open the door.
So the 4-inch pipe here is power to that 5th floor panel we spoke about.
Yep.
And we can go up there and have a look at the 5th floor panel.
I think I just heard something chirping, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Was that
Down
a
there.
smoke?
Yeah, that's a smoke.
It's 09, I
Hit
bet.
that, hit the switch
Oh, yeah, sure.
if you don't mind.
Side detector and a smoke detector in each unit. And these are your individual breakers labeled as to what circuit. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yes.
But again, if you needed to open this up, you can see there is no main breaker.
Yeah,
It's
Still-
just individuals.
Yep.
you have to go to the
You have
electrical.
to go to the electric closet.
That's that.
Well, we figured that out.
Yeah. So just pop the cover on those, just like
Yep.
you would do at home?
Yep,
Okay.
check out your battery. This is panel on 5.
Okay.
There is a, just so you can see that all the different
Okay.
circuits are connected to this panel, having to do with the roof, except for the elevator. The elevator comes from downstairs. Other than that, all the rooftop equipment is right, originating right here.
Okay.
Any service, shut it down here.
Yes.
From just inside?
Is there a
Inside.
main shut off? Yeah.
The-
You could
the
either
main
do
break- the main breaker-
isolated.
The main breaker for this is here. We do have a main here.
So you
And
could shut
that's
the entire
everything
roof
up
off?
on the roof, right?
Everything on the roof.
Okay.
And there's also a breaker downstairs. So it has a breaker here and a breaker downstairs, so if you want to kill it from below, you could kill it from downstairs.
Okay.
And then open this up. The big thing is to be able to open this panel up. Even if you shut this down, you're still live to the line side of this breaker.
Yep.
So you want something that will shut off the panel if you ever had to open up this cover.
Okay.
And that would be done from downstairs.
What the heck? What's this?
That's a drive. That drive is for the, it's off right now. I think it's for the rooftop. Would it be the rooftop
Yeah.
air conditioner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So rooftop air.
So you'll see if you want to go through the video. Scott was from the HVAC side. Was really good
Okay.
explaining
What it does?
what everything does. Yeah.
Alright. Fair enough.
Okay. Good.